It's a very good morning to all of you today, and no camping today. We're going to be doing a little bit of a walk, and as you can see as I pan around here, I'm about 20 minutes from my house and we're on our way up to the top of Caerphilly Mountain. Just wanted to jump on here and do a little bit of a easy chat today, introduce myself a little bit more, talk about what this channel is about, why I'm doing it, and we'll go from there. Head up there now. That's the top of Caerphilly Mountain. Okay, as we're nearly at the top now and clear and full of traffic, let's start by introducing myself properly now. So yeah, my name's Rob. I live in around Caerphilly, and I'm from the Cardiff area, and moved up around Caerphilly just over a year now. And I'm so glad I did, because the amount of green and nature that is on my doorstep is just incredible, really. I'm so blessed. And I think you can all get used to the city life in Cardiff, or whatever city you're from. You can get used to everything that's around you. But I think perhaps as you grow older and your priorities change, wanted to go for the slower living of life, you know, having to rush around and be in the rat race and keeping up with the Joneses, and but you know, anyway, so why am I doing this channel? Well, just trying to keep myself accountable, really. Mainly I'm just doing the videos, the camping videos and the walking videos. There's a bit of a reflection, a bit of gratitude, and some memories, so I don't have to keep them all on my phone, and I can store it on YouTube. And I thought, well, in the process, if it actually helps anybody and you want to listen to my videos, then fantastic. But I'm just enjoying doing these videos, you know. There's no bump for any filler, unnecessary filler. A lot of it will just be raw, uncut, Obviously I still edit my videos, but you know what I mean. I'm not going out here and being or wanting to be a YouTuber. So let's have a look at these views, because I am at the top now. Okay, so there's Caerphilly over there. That's Manor. I think on a bit further on. Oh, watch the finger. I think over that side over there, we have got the Garth, where I was camping before. I think just the second mountain behind, got the Garth there. And if we pan around here, we can see Flatholm and Steepholm and the cliff of Penarth and Cardiff, which I showed you guys last time. So this is the top of Caerphilly Mountain now. It's just quite a really nice trail to walk on. It took me half an hour to get up to the top from my house. About 20 minutes of walking on the road. You come up Watford Road if you're coming from that end, from Caerphilly. Otherwise, if you continue on, there is the mountain road, which is, I believe, going to be used, Caerphilly Mountain Road, onto the other side, for one of the stages of the Tour de France this year. So that'll be interesting. I'll be certainly wanting to watch that. We're just going to come to the edge of this bit here. See if we can see the castle, Caerphilly Castle. Really old Roman castle. I believe 12th century, 13th century castle. Let's have a look. Let's move around here. You can just about see it there. So it is the biggest castle in Wales and the second biggest castle in the UK. It's a beautiful castle. I've got a year's pass there. I think it only cost me so I can access it as many times as I want. It's really good. They've had a really good renovation in there over the last couple of years. There's a lot of interactive education in the rooms. There's even a bit where you can dress up in some of the old medieval clothing. There's a really good banquet hall which they renovated and put the roof on. Loads of interactive history. It talks about the De Clares, who I think were the owners of the castle. I've got a couple of other interests as well. So obviously I love my camping and walking, and I predominantly do that because I want to be out in nature. I want to be out in the wild. I want peace and quiet. And it's a huge time for reflection. Life hasn't always been easy, but you know, you get through it and you work through it, and the only way is forward ultimately. The last year or two have been particularly difficult, but I think I'm making good progress now, because sometimes you need big things to happen in life to know what to do and to make you realise a lot of things. Most recently, I've come to terms with that I am a recovering marijuana addict. It's very difficult to say, especially something that is very personal to myself. And admitting that was very difficult, I have to say. But I think I have to be accountable. I think that's another thing as well. I obviously don't want to let other people down, but first and foremost, I shouldn't let myself down. I'm 45 days clean. And for those of you that don't think that marijuana isn't addictive, then you're wrong. Unfortunately, you are wrong. I was wrong. Just look at that view. Yeah, so it all started when I was in my early 20s. I just got in with the wrong crowd, really. Started some bad habits. When I lost my mum, things were difficult. Didn't really have a lot of family around me. And sort of 10 and a bit years later, I was still smoking. But sometimes you need to hit rock bottom to know where you are, to move on and progress. And obviously the first stage is admitting that. But I am so much happier that I have quit. I am sleeping a lot better, going out and having adventures and doing the things I love. Taking care of my mental health by doing all this walking and camping and being out in nature and exercising. I go to the gym 3-4 times a week. I'd like to say I eat relatively well, whole foods, minimal processed foods, and I try to stay consistent and disciplined. And I think discipline is very, very, very underrated. People tend to look for the motivation that they want to do an activity or change a thing in life. And I get it. It can be very overwhelming when you want to change things in life. Often a lot of people try to do multiple things at once. And that's not easy. I get it. So you got to strip it, incorporate 1 or 2 things at a time. Be consistent with that. So it's like drinking water, brushing your teeth. And these 6 to 12 week programs, they're good, but ultimately you want to change your life for the better. And I've got a bit of experience in exercise, and I've been exercising and been going to the gym for the past 14 years. Alright, I think that's enough of hearing me natter on. I will be doing another camp at some point. And you guys will have to stay tuned. But if you've enjoyed this video, my previous videos, just give it a thumbs up, or think about subscribing. Be much appreciated. Anyway, we're at the other side of Caerphilly Mountain snack. So if you are on a walk and you fancy a nice tasty snack or a treat or a coffee, you can head over there. And that is where we have come from. So that is the mountain road that I was on about, where all the cyclists will come from Caerphilly, I think. Yes, and do that really, really steep climb all the way down there. And over that way is back to Cardiff. Coffee time.